Hello, my Libra Collective. I am here today to give you your message for June 2025. Um, as always, I want to start off with telling you some astrological events and how they might be affecting you due to what I see in the cards. So, first of all, I'm going to start off with the Pluto retrograde that will be effective until October 15th. We're going to be looking at the Pluto retrograde every month because it will be affecting you in different aspects of your life for the next couple of months, okay? So, Libra, how is Pluto going to affect you? So, I have the card Winter Wonderland. Take time to honor what you feel. Self compassion is the healing balm you desire. So, the energy of June feels very expansive, kind of like in this energy of you can create change, things can positively affect your life abundantly, especially in things that have to do with relationships and connections that you have with people. And the fact that we have number 44 and this energy of Winter Wonderland, I feel like um, June might be a time where you are very abundant, but abundantly taking care of yourself, being mindful about how you feel about things, nurturing your inner child, nurturing your inner female and male, like kind of coming into balance with yourself. So this is kind of reminding you that a time for self-reflection is required, and it is something that will bring balance into your energy. And you guys are all about balance because you are the energy of justice, or the scales that balance out. Now, the next thing is the full moon that will be on the 11th of June. It will be in the sign of Sagittarius, and Mercury will be in Cancer, which means that the communications that you are going to be taking are things that have to do with your relationships and partnerships that you would like to grow in advance. And then we have the sextile, which is like that's the casting out of the net of Venus in Taurus. Venus in Taurus is kind of like your desires for your physical stability, for your grounded energy. So it looks like this energy where you are going to be targeting the people, the relationships, and the connections that you need for you to feel fulfilled emotionally in your physical world. Okay. How will this affect my Libras? I wanted 3 and I got 4, but that's okay. The first thing we have is the pineapple, reconciliation. The second thing we have is the shield. You need to defend yourself. The third thing we have is basket, reconciliation yet again, a reward for merit. And then we have the grasshopper that says situation in the balance and that requires careful handling. Literally, the full moon, what it's going to address to you is, remember how I told you the month of June is talking about self-compassion, kind of really taking care of you and where you are emotionally, physically, but then it's also what you require for you to feel balanced and secure in your relationships. And what I'm feeling, since we have 2 cards that talk about reconciliation, I don't feel like it's reconciling with a person, like coming back with a person, but a reconciliation within yourself, kind of like an acceptance of the people, places, and things that are around you, and how it is better for you to shield yourself from certain emotions that are not for your greatest good, and that is also good for you to protect what you are holding dear, like what you are creating and when you're manifesting. And all of it requires very careful balance, because we can excessively protect ourselves. We can excessively focus on reconciliation with others instead of reconciling the situations within ourselves. There can be imbalances in this movement forward. And the crickets is kind of like this energy of, grasshoppers. It was a grasshopper, but all I keep hearing is crickets. And it's like, if the people that you are trying to consolidate with, like you're trying to reconcile this situation between you two, you're trying to reconcile it in your own mind and your own emotions, all you've heard on their behalf are crickets. That tells you a lot about how high regard this person have of that relationship, of that connection, and that bond. And if you're the one that's always giving and trying to keep it united while the other person is not, it might be a time for you to gauge of what you should protect yourself from. So all this energy is here, but the biggest thing that I can tell you is that the month of June is kind of you attending to yourself, to the way where you're trying to balance out your energy and knowing what's going to fulfill you, what connections are good for you, what growth is good for you, and what is not. The next thing that we're going to be looking to is June 25th. June 25th is the new moon in the sign of Cancer. It also has a conjunction with Jupiter in Cancer. Jupiter is good luck, good favor, expansion. Two energies of Cancer is all about relationships again, and the structures that create your nest, your home, your protection, right? So Cancer is really big on what will create a strong sense of security, sense of balance, and sense of worth within myself. So when you're doing connections, these people are, let's say, the foundations in which you establish your sense of self, your sense of security, your sense of everything. So right now you're expanding yourself, and that's why it's all about self-compassion, because you're expanding your beliefs about yourself, you're caring about yourself, your growth about yourself, the change that you want to see in your life. Okay. Now, so with that card, I picked an animal deck, and we have the butterfly metamorphosis. And this is kind of like what I'm feeling. It's kind of this energy where you're awakening spiritually, but then there's also a death because you are awakening spiritually, because butterflies for me represents a calling of death, especially if they're black. Pay attention to the areas in your life or personality that are in need of profound change and transformation. Yet again, talking about your foundations. And I feel like it's a relationship with self, and it's a relationship with the people around you. Um, you are about to enter a phase of expansion, Jupiter. That's so crazy. And growth, which will be highly beneficial for your future. So again, the focus is self-compassion, self-love, self-care, but also the focus is on creating the bonds that you need so that you can feel more you. You can feel more safe to express yourself the way that you need to feel the things that you feel, and to be the person that you know you are. So at times we don't realize how much we sacrifice of our self, like our identity and our feelings and our thoughts, by keeping the peace with certain situations that are not for our greatest good. And this can be images of yourself that you have. This can be work. It doesn't matter, but it's all about relationships. And relationships doesn't necessarily mean romantic. It's all connections. Okay. Now, 4 weeks. The first week, this is an interesting week because we have two major arcanas. The first thing we have is the Seven of Pentacles. That literally is taking care of your garden. I feel like there's a lot of nesting energy here, where you're clearing out your house, clearing out your environment, clearing out your friends, clearing out your closet, kind of really creating an environment of growth for yourself, because you know that there's a new beginning coming with the Fool card. I feel like you know that you are in the midst of something new starting in your life. If anything, it feels like, when a woman is about to have her child, a few months, like I want to say a few weeks, it's like about the month before they have their child, they start going into this frantic energy where they have to have everything ready, because they know they have to have everything ready for this new beginning. And in your case, it feels like that too. You feel a new beginning coming, and there is this need for you to weed out your garden, because there is an awakening coming. So we have the card of the awakening, which is the Judgment card. It's like something is reactivating in your life, and you want it to be fruitful, and you want it to be expansive, and you want it to bring the things that you were expecting to bring into your life. And because of that, you're making sure to remove things that are not for your greatest good. Second week, I said you need to remove things that are not for your greatest good. And the first thing that comes out here is the Eight of emotions, which is the Eight of Cups. Literally, it feels like you're letting the black hole suck its all the ugly things that are in your life, right? You're throwing it into the abyss, because you rather be alone, Nine of Pentacles, than have bad company, right? So it's talking about finally feeling free of the things that are voids in your life. So people, like, again, I keep hearing the crickets. So it's like people that say they love you, they care for you, whatever, but they only come around when they need something for you. mm, bosses that say that they're going to help you in your expansion, your growth, and everything. And when it's time for them to give you an advancement or whatever, they're crickets. They always have an excuse, you know. This can be your spiritual belief system where they promise so much and that we care about each other, we love each other, and whatever. And then when you need that, it's not there. So these are like situations that are offering a lot but do not deliver, and you rather be in an energy where you feel abundantly alone than around a lot of people and empty. Then the next thing we have is the King of Wands. The King of Wands is interesting here because it's this energy of listening to your duality, but getting prepared to use that duality to move forward. The King of Wands is the energy of like being a good director, right? Knowing where your energy should go, who you can connect to, how you can connect to them and move forward. So this is, I feel like it's very networky, the energy of June for you, but it's more like kind of seeing if the people and the networks that you have established, it doesn't matter in what way these people are established in your life, if they're still meeting the needs that you have, or there's adjustments that need to be made. It can be something where you can talk to the person and tell them, you know, I'm right. I really appreciate everything that you did for me up to now, but now I'm starting to get to this stage where I need this kind of help. Do you think you can provide it for me? And if they can't, then it's like, thank you, then, and move on. Right. Um, but this is all about really balancing out the scales and judging things correctly. Okay. Um, it feels like very much using the courts, your internal court system, to be like, this works for me, this not work for me. We had this contract and this one breached the contract, so I don't think I want to do this anymore. And this one, it has been complying with the contract, maybe we can expand it in a different direction, that kind of thing. Then we have the Four of Emotions, and this is interesting because while other ones, the cup is coming from nowhere, right? And here she is sitting in the big cup that she can't see. And then there's a spark of the universe here. And all she is thinking about is the frustrations of the things in front of her. So I do feel that week number 3 might be a little frustrating for you because you don't see the way that God is working in your life. The second thing that we have is the Page of Inspiration in reverse. Besides that, another thing that you might be frustrated about is like a lack of inspiration, a lack of ideas, a lack of movement forward. It's kind of like you feel blah. But again, I feel we go back to this energy of Pluto where it's saying, please have self-compassion and attend to yourself, because I think that you have been very much geared towards doing, and not listening to what your body wants. And I can tell you as myself personally, sometimes I get a lot of clients during the week and I'm so excited because, I'm getting the revenue and I'm being able to move forward and whatever. But then I am starting to like feel drained, but I don't want to stop, right? And then I have a lull in the clients that I receive, but and I get frustrated because I don't have clients. But then I realize when I have that lull, oh my God, I really needed this break because I really did need to recharge my battery. So I feel like though you're frustrated, you don't know God's work and the reason why he's putting a pause in your life the third week. And I feel it has to do with recharging your battery. See, because Six of Voices is talking about you're going to be given the opportunity to move in a direction of peace, of calm, of tranquility. And that requires you to be still at that moment so that you can see that gateway when it opens, right? Um, fourth week. Fourth week, we have the Devil card. See, this is why you had the peace, because you were going to go into an energy of peace, with the Six of Wands moving to calmer waters, but you were going to confront your devil. And your devil can be self-defeating belief systems. This can be a person, place, thing, or energy, right? The second thing we have is the Ten of Wands. And the Ten of Wands is the heavy burden that you carry because this devil energy presents itself. But also knowing that you're in the end of it, because see, we're walking into the Six of Voices, which is the Six of Swords. You're going into calmer waters. You just need to pass the turbulence to get there. And then these two fell together, and we have the Three of Cups, which is a celebration because your mind, body, and soul are aligned, and the Sun card, which is joy. So I feel like, yes, The third week is slow, but the third week is slow because the fourth week you will confront that obstacle that has been limiting you. But I do see you moving past that energy and being able to like move forward in your life into calmer waters. This can potentially be where you decide you're going to cut somebody off because you decide that this person is not for you, or you're going to change positions or whatever. And it seems like the fourth week, this individual will be coming back, or the situation will be coming back, telling you, how dare you think you're going to leave me? And then you're like, I'm no longer carrying your heavy burden, and you still move on, right? And so it does feel like the month of June will be focused around one particular person or one particular job or one particular relationship of any kind. Okay. In the bottom of the deck, we have the World card with the Knight of Pentacles, followed by the Death card with the Six of Pentacles, and then finishing it up with the Empress card with the Eight of Pentacles. So this is telling me that the movements that you are taking, though they might be slow, though they might be meticulous, though they seem like they might be taking forever, are actually moving into a new reality, like a new world, a new way of living your life. Okay. The end of this world will bring one where you will have more balance, but it does require work on your behalf so that you can feel the abundance of potentials, possibilities, growth, expansion, and love that is around you. So it's kind of like weeding out your garden, which goes back to the Seven of Pentacles that we have in the beginning, where you're determining the energies and the people and the places that have been giving you things that help you in your growth, and what has been hindering you. And in the determination of the two, you're starting to get into the point where you're like, I'm no longer going to invest on you. I am going to invest in you because this is something that's been helping me. And the more you do that, well, first of all, you are picking at the hornet's nest. So it is going to create a little bit of turbulence, which I see there with the devil coming towards you, right? But I feel like once you made up your mind that you aren't going to continue this path with these people, because really it's been a one-way street, like you're the one giving while the other one doesn't, then you start getting to this point where you're starting to open up to this new reality of a life that is worth you living. I think sometimes we are dissatisfied with our lives, but it's because we continue like a pattern of behavior that is taught to us that might not be for our greatest good. So keep that in mind. Okay, Libra, I hope this helps you.